Previously on Dungeonbreaker, our heroes tried to infiltrate a red cap camp to steal their favourite chisel. A fight broke out, quite obviously, and, well, it's ongoing. The one that's got an arrow sticking out of him is going to turn to the one that just... no, hang on, scratch that. The one that just got attacked is going to turn around and be like, traitor! And going to attack him back. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit.
This is like the orcs in the tower in Mordor. They're just going at each other. Oh wow, this looks
Yeah, this doesn't bode well, does it?
No.
Not at all.
Not filling me with confidence.
No.
Dean, it's been nice having you.
No. Bye, Dean. Love ya.
Knew this very band was trouble.
And then, let's see. Oh no, it can't reach you in time. One of the red caps is sprinting straight at you, Morboss, continuing to howl.
Fabulous.
Is it within 10 feet of Tim?
No, because you were.
No.
You popped out of the papoose before Mist ran ahead. So you're still like 100 feet away.
Okay, yeah. 100 feet away from he's in the clearing though, no?
Yeah, he's on the... well, you're at the tree line. Yeah, you're at the edge of the clearing, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's all the red caps. We go back to... Is that all
Is
the red...
Amelia doing anything?
Oh yeah, let's see what Amelia does.
Save us.
Amelia is going to go... 8.
Also Cisco. All the NPCs.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's call in as
come
many
on, guys.
cameos from
Okay,
previous
alright.
episodes.
Yeah.
The Vuggles from the last one just show up. Characters.
Yeah. That person who... No, the cook from the canteen.
Also
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
No.
Joffrey? Jeffrey? The guy we put in charge of the Colosseum or whatever it is.
No, I'm talking about in the church. You know, the cook who got really angry because someone insulted his food.
Yeah.
Amelia, to her credit, puts an arrow in the chest of the one that's already taken an arrow. It sort of notices that one. It thuds into its chest and it's like... but it's still charging at Morboss at this point.
Yeah.
Cisco has disappeared off into the tree line, circling around the camp.
He's out.
Smart move.
Got the right idea.
Right, we're back to the top. Fizz. Running is an option. I'm just saying.
True. How far away is the chisel?
It's in the centre of the clearing. So... It's about... I guess it must be about 60, 70 foot away,
Okay.
I think.
How and like the clearing, obviously there's no. Is it completely clear, or are there rooftops that I could jump onto, or something like that to
There
try
are-
and remain hidden?
There are, like, little houses all around. There's sort of
I might
a
try and.
big cluster of them. They're set up like a mushroom patch.
I'm still in the treetops, so I might try and sneak on top of a building
Okay.
and get a little closer look at the chisel itself without being spotted.
Yep, make me a dex stealth check, please.
Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. Let's see.
9 plus 4.
Yeah, that'll just about do it. You managed to make it onto the you managed to make it onto the roof of one and then hop onto another one nearby. So you've moved your entire movement basically further into the clearing.
And then I guess, can I detect magic on the chisel?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
You sort of dip into the same sort of well of energy that you use to power your actual magics, and the entire chisel lights up like a column of light bursting into the sky. This thing is unbelievably magical. Like, it is super powerful. What you thought was maybe just a silly ritual the Redcaps were indulging in as they tapped their scythes against it now doesn't seem quite so silly. Because just being near this thing, you can feel the energy thrumming off of it.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. More boss.
The more boss see Fizz climb over the roofs.
Oh.
Wow.
What kind
You're
of
not being a very good distraction, boss.
what kind of GM would I be if I said no?
Before he does anything
Hold
else.
on a minute. I've passed a stealth check.
That's true. Make me a wisdom
Yeah, you
perception
snuck
check.
across.
Make me a
and
wisdom
then more
perception
boss.
check.
Wisdom perception. Good, -1 on that.
Hey.
Got 15.
Aw.
You see him.
More boss would just like to shout, "You damn coward bird!"
I'm just waving at him.
Yeah, I don't think that's probably. I don't think that's sufficient to give away Fizz's position, but you definitely know more boss has seen you anyway. Tim.
Wait, are you doing
Oh,
anything
wait.
else for us?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, can I cast a spell after that?
Oh, of course you can.
Is that a free action to shout? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, stupid me.
I'd like to try and charm the red cap running at me with murder on its mind.
Okay. It's Wiz 9, isn't it?
It is Wiz 9.
No.
What about, is it within 30 feet of the other red cap?
Yeah, it is.
Because then it would affect the other one as well again. Because when I cast the spell, I can target an additional creature
Oh, okay.
within 30 feet of the target.
Okay. Even if this one passed.
I believe so, yeah. It just
Oh,
says you
okay.
can target one additional creature.
Okay, so you trying to target the one that isn't charmed but is back
Yeah,
there?
exactly. Yeah, the one remaining one.
Are you casting it at like second level?
Yeah.
Okay, gosh, you got a lot of spell points. Spell slots, haven't you?
I rolled another 1. Where's it gone?
Oh shit!
I rolled another
Hey.
1. So yeah, those two stop fighting.
Right.
Like that one is like, sorry.
Can I move after I've taken my action? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morboss would then like to run 30 feet away.
Clever,
Okay.
clever. All right, that is a great go. In fairness, Tim the Goblin.
So exactly how many red caps are now hostile against us?
1.
1.
Mhm.
How far away is that red cap?
It is. Okay. 70 foot to the chisel. And then it went. So it was probably about.
Oh.
It's gone through.
Uh-huh.
It's about 5 foot away from the edge of the clearing.
So it's 5 foot away from Tim.
Are you? It's 5 foot away from where Morboss just was.
Okay. Well, Tim wants to move up towards the aggressive one. Yes.
Okay.
How far can you get towards it?
Roughly how far away do you reckon you were from Morboss? Like, where in your head were you in relation to him? Oh, you were about 100 foot away from the centre, weren't you?
Yeah.
Let's say you can get 40 foot from the edge of the clearing.
So he can move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of range against this aggressive one,
Yeah,
where is he? in
45.
range? 45 feet in range. Okay.
Yeah, let's fudge it a little bit, but yeah, you're 45 foot in range.
Okay.
Numbers are hard.
Fair enough. Tim is going to use Chill Touch on this aggressive red cap.
Mm-hmm.
Just to calm him down a bit.
Just chill out, you know. He creates a ghostly skelly hand
Okay.
in space between him and the red cap.
Okay.
And it looks like a ghostly, bony hand. And he's gonna use this hand to attack this creature.
Mhm.
Okay, so on a hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage. Okay, how do I hit with this thing? Okay,
Does it have a like Dex 14 next to it, or does it have like a +6 to hit?
Yeah. What's the spell called again?
it's +4 to hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just rolled d20 +4, right?
Okay. I don't know if I get any modifiers for it, but
And the +4 is your spell attack modifier or whatever.
oh yeah, it will be. Okay. Well, that's not good. That's a 9.
To hit. That won't
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Well, he misses with it.
Sort of like it's almost like it
Swing
tries
by.
to uppercut, but just is too shallow. The hit. Mist. What are you doing?
Yes, I would like to start by casting Bardic Inspiration on Fareed, who's next.
Mm-hmm.
So I sing him a little song and say, Fareed, you gonna do great. I don't know.
Wow.
I can't.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's
He's
up, tapped
feeling
away,
it.
just like ready.
What's going on? Yeah.
The only real song you've heard in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Like
Real
there's
song.
options in hell, not great. So this is pretty good.
Yeah, this is the freshest thing you've heard in a long time.
So that's a bonus action. As my main action, I would like to cast Charm Person on the remaining red cap.
Okay.
Oh wow, we're getting loads of friends.
What's your spell save DC?
12.
Wisdom +1. It is charmed. It stops running and just sort of halts. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
How long does charmed work?
I think it's an hour.
Okay, well,
Why-
Yes.
Until you hit it, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
We got loads of time now.
So Amelia just looses another arrow a second later. Whoops.
Tin's gonna look around at
Oh.
the red caps. The what?
Well, it's until they're hit, one of them took a blow from the other.
It did.
Only if you attack it, I think.
Ah, okay, great,
I'll double check.
Only if
cool.
I think creatures friendly to you.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. Tim's gonna stop and look around at the red caps and be like, "Oh, we're all friends now. Oh, this is wonderful. You managed to convince them over to our side. I'm really impressed." Looks at Morboss.
We're still in initiative order,
Mm.
so Fareed, it's your turn.
Cool. So they've all like calmed down now, haven't they? They're all charmed. Is there any others that seem to have like come out of the woodworks whilst we were doing this, or is it just these three?
You've noticed the song being played on the saw has changed. It is a lot more angular, it's a lot more aggressive, and it is a lot faster than the tune that was being played before.
Okay, I am going to aim my bow at that one.
Okay. Yeah, roll for it.
Also, quick reminder: is Bardic Inspiration? Is it for the hit roll dice, or is it for the damage that I can use it?
I think up to
Hit, I think.
a certain level, it's just the hit, and then beyond that, you can add
Okay.
it to damage.
Cool. Okay. Right. So let me see if I actually hit. 12. Mm-hmm.
Did you remember your dex mod?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That was solid 12.
Yep, sure did.
It sails past his head.
With the bardic inspiration added.
Oh, no, it was not. Let me do that. That's just
Roll
a normal D6, ain't it?
D6? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Math. 17.
Hey!
That is a hit. Roll me damage.
Great, great.
Can I just retcon something very quickly? Because actually no, never mind. I'm fine.
Okay.
Retcon the retcon.
Yes.
Damage is 6.
You remembered your dex mod?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
An exemplary player. Okay.
Oh, these jumps have been horrible before it.
It takes an arrow in the wrist of its bow hand, and it's like, and like turns to you and shrieks. You start to hear the clump of boots in one corner of the clearing as a 4 redcap strong patrol starts to emerge.
Okay.
The 3 redcaps that are allied to you all turn and shriek at those ones. Basically, they see each other, and they're both groups are in a blood frenzy, and they start charging at one another. And they're going to clash. All right, so I'm just going to roll for these groups. I think I'm going to clash. And then that's hits.
We've
That's
essentially
hits.
caused a civil war here.
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than the moss. What?
Yep.
I'm just gonna. Let's see. Number of die. 8. Oops. I'm just gonna use an online roller. Is that it?
Civil war.
That's
Civil war.
so helpful. Thank you. I've lost my counting numbers.
Oh, sorry.
It's 18 base, and then. Coming back from that, we've got 6 of those. Roll that. 10 plus 6 times 4. 34. Okay, so that's 34 damage. So, got.
We can edit all of this out.
Yeah. Okay, and then. Okay, now. 20 range. Okay. So the 2 groups of redcaps clash and just start swinging their sickles wildly at one another. It is bloody. Like, gouts of blood are flying into the air, hissing as they hit the ground, and the blood immediately starts roiling and evaporating. On the group of 4 that are not friendly to you, 2 of them take grievous wounds across their stomachs, like their intestines are starting to spill out, and they are howling in rage and pain. On the side that is friendly to you, they fare a lot worse. In fact, that one is... oh dear. One of them is all but cut in half. Another one gets like a rending slash from shoulder to hip to the point where like half of his torso is sort of hanging wildly. Those 2 collapse and, to all intents and purposes, are out of the fight. The 4 that have attacked you rip off their caps and start washing them in the blood of the fallen, which you think might buy you a little bit of time to do something. What's Amelia going to do? That's the question.
Save the day.
Let's see. You know what? Amelia's going to attack one. Why wouldn't she? She's going to miss. Amelia fires an arrow and just completely misses one. Cisco. Sorry, it's hitting a mug. It's not like an app or
It's
anything.
such a pleasing noise. It makes me feel like
Lovely.
everything must be a hit.
It's the headshot noise from Call of Duty.
That does 2 attacks. 10. Cisco bursts from the far clearing and, in a sort of jumping attack, slashes at the redcap that was playing the bow, the saw before, and then bites into his shoulder and starts worrying at him, dealing him a good amount of damage. But the redcap sort of turns and looks like it's going to quite happily fight Cisco. Fizz, what are you doing?
Where are they fighting? Are they fighting near the chisel?
Yes, right next to it.
Okay. So then, sorry, can I just get a so we've got the 3 that were charmed to our side are pretty much gutted.
One of them's okay-ish.
All right, but he's outnumbered 5-1.
No, 4-1.
What's the musician guy doing?
He's fighting a dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
So you've got the circle of the clearing. In the middle is the chisel, and then you've got the guy who's playing the bow and Cisco having a ruck. On the bottom edge here, you've got basically most of the party. You've got 2 bands of redcaps sort of here having a big old dust up. 4 of them are like, blood hat. And yeah, you're all dotted around here. You are sort of here-ish on a roof. Just like waving at Morboss.
Okay. So, I would like to disguise myself like a red cap. How big are they?
They are very small.
How very small?
Well, they're classed as small, which is a size type down from yours, I presume. They are
I can only see 1 foot shorter, and I'm about 5 foot, I think.
yeah, these things like undersized gnomes. You are going to seem like a giant red cap.
Okay, let's ignore that one then.
Okay.
I think I might. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dip back into the shadows a bit, so that they don't really see what the origin of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just want to grab like a heavy rock from somewhere, if you'll permit me, like just some kind of like about like a handful size, no heavier than 5 pounds, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I just want to sort of like toss it into the air gently, and then catapult it using the catapult spell directly at the chisel, hitting it at a sort of height that might try and topple it a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's give that a go.
Okay. Let's see. Catapult. Is there a roll you need to make for this?
It's
No.
a saving throw of Dex 14, but for a stationary object, I would think
It doesn't really have a...
I can
Yeah.
do 3d8 of damage to see how hard it hits. Does
Yeah,
that
do
help?
that. Roll me 3d8, just to see how hard this thing hits.
That's 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Okay, the rock itself actually explodes in a shower of sparks. Because, it was already glowing because hell, but also it generates sparks off of the chisel. The chisel itself goes and lets out this sort of this real sonorous note that seems to carry on far longer than it should have done given the impact. Over your shoulder you feel suddenly a great looming presence, and leaning in just into your peripheral vision you see 2 rows of teeth, razor sharp, that extend along the jaw and up toward the ears. And you just hear a voice say, "Irang?"
Oh, hello again.
And, yeah, I think we will have our good friend Yinagu join on the next combat round.
Wow.
On a 4. Oh, actually, what's his dex? Dex is +3, so he's on a 7. So he'll go before Cisco at least. Lovely.
Giant oaf got more decks than I have.
More boss.
How far are we from the lake of lava?
Like a while, like 300 meters, I'd say.
Oh, okay, but not miles and miles away.
Not
anything
miles
like
and
that.
miles off, no.
Okay, are red caps lava resistant?
Good question. They shouldn't be. No. No damage immunities of any kind.
Okay, I would like to use my new second level skill or action, Invoke Duplicity, which is a channel divinity action, so I can do it once per short rest.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows me to create an illusion of myself that lasts for 1 minute, or until I lose concentration.
Okay.
It appears within 30 feet, and as a bonus action, I can move it up to 30 feet, but it must remain within 120 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
I can cast spells as it, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what I'd like to do is create this illusion, have it make a load of noise, and try and get the red caps to chase it towards the lava.
Done. Okay. So,
Wow.
yeah, that makes sense. So this a version of you just appears. Is there anything I need to roll to see whether or not things believe it?
It doesn't say anything here. It just says you can use it to create an illusion of myself that lasts for 1 minute.
Fine.
That's it, and then I could move it.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Let's see.
But if both me and my illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see it, I have an advantage on attack rolls. That's the only
Okay. Cool.
extra bit of.
That's fine. In that case, yeah, the red caps sort of dousing their caps in blood, look up and they're like, "Ah!" and just start shrieking at that. And you're going to start legging it.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Excuse me.
Bless
Bless
you.
Blah. Tim the Goblin.
Tim the Goblin. Oh, we've seen that the red cap is going to attack Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna run after that one.
Cool.
So he's gonna move 30 feet towards that red cap specifically.
Yep. That will put
How-
you 10 foot away from it.
Okay, 10 foot away from it. He is going to use. Okay, he's going to use poison spray
Mm-hmm.
on this red cap,
Yep.
and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw against my spell DC.
Which is
12.
oofed. He's aced it, I'm afraid.
Okay. That means. I don't think it. Does it take half? No. I don't think it takes any damage.
Because it just dodged it.
It just
Poison
misses.
spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about
Don't worry. That
Um,
takes an action.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna do that, and yeah. Hang on, let me just check something. Du-du-du. Brr. Oh. Okay. He's just gonna use his bonus action to just yell at it and be like, "Get away from Cisco!"
Oh, great. All right, Mist. What are we doing?
Cool. So I already used feline agility once to move towards the chisel.
Yeah.
I've then not moved, and now I'd like to use it again. To just absolutely sprint towards the chisel and then kind of like launch myself at it just to make sure that I actually get there, because I think I'd be a few feet off otherwise. And then once I can touch it, I would like to cast Identify.
Okay, cool.
Do you need me to?
Let me just look it up.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. All right. La 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 la. So, this is a magic item or some other magic imbued object. You were right in guessing that. This thing basically has 6 charges. These charges can be used to either shrink the chisel down to normal chisel size or make it grow to massive obelisk chisel size. So, while it is right now 30 foot tall, you can make it into not 30 foot tall big.
Okay. Is that all it does? It doesn't do any. It doesn't emit any other kind of magic.
I mean, I thought that was quite magical. No, it.
No, that's good.
I'm joking.
Oh, is that it?
You can tell that there are other properties to it, but they are only accessible when it is united with another object. It is part of a pair.
And do I find out as well how I could make it shrink?
Yes, you basically you do know how to use them. It's basically just a matter of attunement. You just will it to happen, and it will happen.
Okay. I'll do that on my next turn.
Cool. All right then. And Farid.
Might be a bit of a silly question, but have I noticed that Yi has now appeared in the distance?
I think you probably noticed that Yi is there. Yes.
Okay, cool. Before doing anything, I'll be like, Yi! Welcome to the fight. Hope you're ready to get into a little scrap. And then I'm gonna pull out my bow again and aim for one of the red caps.
Right.
I'm quite still from everybody. I've realised I've not moved whatsoever, and I'm content with staying here. I feel pretty good. So
Great. Yeah.
just wanted to know.
make me another attack roll.
Cool. So come on. Oh God. 8.
That's a miss. Look, yay! Welcome to the fight. Bing! You lodge an arrow up into a tree, and you see a quizzical sort of pass over Yi's face. It's the red caps. Let's see.
Which one is it? A specific red cap, or is it just red caps in general?
Red caps.
Can Tim use his reaction to deal to use Halo of Spores against this red cap he's 10 feet away from?
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. You need to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. Sorry, I'm just.
Sorry? Okay. Right, Constitution saving throw of. Do you say 7? No, 12.
12. No, that is a 3. What happens?
Okay. Yeah, I think I rolled 6 damage.
This was your reaction, wasn't it? As the red
this
caps
was
went.
my halo of spores.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I rolled a 6 damage.
Okay. 6 damage on this guy. We'll take him down to.
The spores like circle very, very fast around Tim's head and suddenly shoot at this red cap.
Cool. Yeah, he sort of breathes in a big honking mass of them, and despite the fact he lives amongst the fungus, he's like ah, does his weird shriek. The melee with your allied friends does not go well. All of the charmed redcaps are cut to pieces. Like all of them are dead.
Ouch.
One of the redcaps charges off after the illusory Moor boss. And that is about their go, I think. Why have they disappeared from my dock? Redcaps. There they go.
The one engaging with Cisco not doing anything.
Oh, the one engaging with Cisco. You're quite right.
I feel like I've just hurt myself by saying it.
How far away were you again? Were you 40 foot?
No,
No,
Tim is
10
10
foot.
foot away from this scuffle.
Okay. Yeah, the red cap I don't need to roll for this. The red cap that you spored looks at you, and you hear like the ground beneath you shakes, and there is a thunderous clanking of iron boots as he runs up and tries to punt Tim the Goblin. Tim, could you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Wait, he's punching me.
Punt.
Oh, okay.
He's going to try and kick you with his iron boots.
Oh, I thought he was going to punch me. Right. Dexterity saving throw. Okay. Wait a minute. Ooh. Right. It's not bad. That is 18.
Well, hey! Alright, you managed to duck out of the way of this attack, which is good. If you'd missed, you would have taken 3d10 plus 4 damage. So, yeah, the red cap kind of snarls and aims a kick at you and misses. I'm going to say that Amelia's going to hold her action because she has just clocked that Yinagu has entered the fray. Let's see. Wow. Yes. Okie. Okay, well, I mean, so his flail attacks are plus 16 to hit.
Whoa!
Which is already more than the AC of the red caps. So he's going to make a multi-attack on that one,
What a boss!
that one, and that one. And each one... This is 5, so that's 14 damage. 11.
It's wading in.
That's 20 damage on that one. Ping!
The headshot.
That's 13 damage on that. So he has... I've failed to describe this to you earlier. He has a triple-headed flail, which he refers to as the Butcher. So it's this cruel, like, iron handle with 3 chains coming off with these just, like, dark, rippling, like, spiked balls of pain. And so he just lays about in the clearing. He just, whomp, flattens the one that is right next to Tim, skillfully, just puts it into the ground. Tim, you like, the ball just, like, comes straight down in front
Does
of
he
you.
do the thing where he steps to the side?
Like the puffy-faced dude from The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that.
What's his name? Gothmog.
Gothmog,
I
yeah,
always get
that
him confused with Morgoth, but then Morgoth is obviously before The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Anyway, yes, he does that. Tim just like goes and steps out of the way, and it looks very cool. He then flattens another one on the other side of the clearing. The ones that had just sort of finished hacking your allies to shreds, and he cracks another one across the clearing where he smacks into a tree with his back and falls face down. And then
There's more.
well, he can make legendary actions, so why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, legendary actions can only be used at the end of another creature's turn. Dang. Never mind. Well, after him it's Cisco. Cisco, for his part, is going to start eating the red cap
Yeah.
that
he
was
will
just
do.
smushed into the ground. Look at that, it's the end of another creature's turn. So, Yunogu can make... can take 3 legendary actions, choosing up to... Oh, brilliant! He's going to charge across the clearing to the remaining red caps and then make a savage, a bite attack against each creature within 10 feet of him. So his bite is plus 16 to hit, so those are auto hits.
Wow.
That's 1d10 plus 9
Throughout
again.
the whole of this, I'm imagining the Mortal Kombat music's playing.
I was imagining Gael's theme.
Really, we hope we don't end up fighting Yi. It's probably good that for the one person we met and didn't immediately start a fight with.
I know, wonders never cease. Yeah, he just bites the remaining red caps in half, and sort of like what starts off as a roar just becomes a cackle that starts off low and throaty and then gets higher and louder as he sort of just throws his head back and just giggles at the sky. And eventually, after like a couple of minutes of this, during which time you can hear the clanking of iron boots running further into the forest away from this almighty din, he just goes, well, that was fun. Well,
It really seemed like you needed that.
well, it was tremendous fun watching. You didn't think I'd let my closest coffee-loving pal get to harm, did you?
Knew I could trust you, Yi.
You were
You're the one.
you were holding your own, I'll give you that, but given a few minutes more and you all would have died.
Well, let's all give the plaudits, of course, to me for dinging the bell. You're welcome. It just sort of jumps down from the roof.
Yeah, Tim looks at you and goes, "Oh, thank you so much for your help. I was very
Don't worry
impressed
about
by
it,
what you
Tim.
did there."
Don't worry about it, Tim. More boss. Great work on the old distraction. Really came off.
Tim looks confusingly at Fizz, and then looks down at Cisco eating the red cap, and says, "Now come on, Cisco. I really don't think you should be eating that. I don't know what it's going to do to you."
Cisco emerges, and his eyes look very wide. He's like, it's like he chugged as much coffee as you did at the start of the session, Tim. He turns and sort of like pads over to one of the houses and starts rubbing the top of his head on it, as if he's itchy. And indeed, as he continues to scratch, you see some scales fall away from the top of his head, and it's only a centimetre or 2 tall, but a little red crest has emerged on top of his skull, and he's just looking around like as if he's waiting for his next meal. Yunogu catches this and goes, "How droll."
He's growing up. He's becoming a big boy now. And Tim runs over to Cisco and like hugs him on the around the neck.
Cisco is quivering with nervous energy right now. Like he is thrumming with power.
Yeah, Tim doesn't realise this.
Mhm.
He's just still hugging Cisco.
Speaking of things thrumming with power, Mist, you are still beside the chisel. You're still kind of attached to it, actually. It's still in gargantuan mode, I'm assuming?
Yes, I would like to shrink it and pocket it, I guess. Or unless, I mean, does you want it now? Would you like it now?
Well,
I've made it smaller for you.
ha ha ha, I'll only lose it. Hold on. He picks you up and stuffs you into a fold of his armour.
Oh wow.
It's
I am not used to being picked up.
This is the opposite of what normally happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stuffs you into like a little fold of his armour, which is a little pouch made of flayed skin, basically.
Oh nice.
Your nostrils are just
Back
filled
it's back.
with the rank smell of predator.
I'm doing that horrified grin I was doing at the beginning again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, shall we go have coffee?
Absolutely. Oh my
Look,
god.
look, Mist. He's doing what you do. Like Tim pointing up at you.
Yee's actually going to snatch all of you up in his arms, or in his hands. Sort of one of those things where you're being held, but the pressure is almost too much. Like, you are powerfully aware of how he could crush you without a second thought right now. And with that, he just takes off in a loping run and goes over the he crashes through the forest, knocking down trees. He goes over the swell of the surface of the ocean of lava, and he doesn't even wait for the doors to his pavilion to open. He just leaps the walls in a single bound and comes crashing down into the middle of the courtyard. The stones underneath him splinter and crack and sort of get depressed into these two little craters that, as soon as their forms start to heal themselves, like the stones are rising up again, the slabs are knitting themselves back together. And he puts you down and resumes his seat and picks up his coffee as if none of this ever happened. And he just sits there grinning. Says, "What a diverting day."
Thank
am
you.
I'm down as well, I'm assuming. With everyone. You
Yeah.
Put me down as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
he sort of remembered you last. Was like, and he delicately takes the chisel from you, and in his hand it kind of it grows to the full size and goes, "Yes, this is definitely the right item. We need only the hammer, and then we can work on getting you home."
Hold on a minute. If the chisel is like 30 foot tall, how big's the flipping hammer?
Probably quite big too.
Oh.
Oh yeah, 30
Well,
foot tall,
where-
twice the height of
Same
him. Oh well.
Where are we gonna find the hammer?
Ha 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 ha! I was waiting for you to ask me that.
I know.
It's with an acquaintance of mine, we'll say.
Is it in heaven? Is it with Thor?
Whom?
I heard a story in my travels before. Never mind.
Is it with another very large hyena? Or
No, there's only me. No, this one has a different aspect. He's where I have teeth, he has horns. Where I have paws, he has cloven hooves. The Prince of Beasts, they call him.
Oh no.
Hold on, he's got horns in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's an idiom.
Oh. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, indeed, Freed, you have a real sinking feeling. There's only one person around here who gets referred to as the Prince of Beasts. He's also referred to as the Horned King. He's talking about Baphomet.
This is going to be a tough one.
He's still just sitting there, by the way, just having a coffee. Like,
So, can we just go and ask him for it then, or? Jim's looking over at, yeah, at the, yeah.
Yeah, he's your friend. Surely you can just ask him. for it.
I said acquaintance, not friend.
How do you two know each other exactly?
Why, Baphomet, who's one of the Lords of Hell. You could call us colleagues, in a sense.
Well, I mean,
Can we
if you're ever headed to work one day, maybe we can come along. And you can say hi for us.
You know, there isn't really an office in Avernus. It's really more of a remote working situation.
Well, sorry,
yeah.
I'm new to this joint, so I don't really know the ins and outs. But I mean, does he have an office, or is there anywhere we could find him?
He has a palace.
Oh, very nice.
Is there
Yes,
coffee there as well? And
Oh.
Cakes.
undoubtedly. Although I shouldn't go asking him for them. I shouldn't go asking him for anything. If he so much as suspects you're there, he'll tear the place apart to find you.
Well, okay. So it's been a bit of a long day. Do you maybe have some rooms for us that we could maybe rest before we go see your friend? Because I feel like I need some time.
Wow.
He again sort of gimbals his head down to you and says, "Well, time is all we have here." Yes.
Yeah.
I shall prepare you lodgings. Fareed, you've never stayed over before. How fun!
So, this is going to be fun.
Do you have pajamas for everyone?
Pajamas?
Yes.
I think I lean over to Miss and I just like, Miss, just remember what that sack he put you in was made of, yeah?
And my
Them-
grin, that weird grin comes back. I'm like, yeah.
Yes, you'll all be made quite comfortable. We can stay up late talking. It'll be fun.
Late night coffee talks. I'm all on board.
A wolfish grin spreads over Yi's face. And again, the chattering and the howling and the laughing of hyenas comes up from around the walls. And sort of with a gesture, he transforms the room you're in, where before it was kind of all cushions and chaise longues. There is now like a magnificent banqueting table filled with all sorts of delicious looking fare. You know, like your roast chickens, your fruits piled high. You know, it's a proper, it's a perfectly set banquet with all sorts of types of food available, and a drinks cabinet so wonderful you half suspect that Eric's about to kick the door in and return to the band of adventurers. And he says, "Please eat and drink your fill, and soon you shall be shown to your chambers."
Tim is running for that
Yeah.
table. Yeah, diving into a bowl of fruit.
Yeah,
I just leap and just start stuffing my face. Yeah.
brilliant. It's
Really don't need poison testers with this group.
if you do hang back, Fizz, you notice that actually there are no ill effects. They seem to be fed. If Yinagu has ulterior motives in aiding you, poisoning you at dinner doesn't seem to be the end
I
of
think
it.
even though I've like gotten onto that, as I walk over, I'm just sort of like poking at a sausage, like, and then just reluctantly start eating.
Cool. So yeah, you're sort of just enjoying a banquet for a bit.
Yeah.
Amelia's looking exhilarated but also exhausted, and it's just like, well, suffice it to say, I didn't think this heist has gone entirely as I planned.
With like half a sausage hanging out my mouth, I'm like, oh yeah, the heist. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Huh.
What were we trying to get again?
Don't remember.
No.
It's all gone now, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now all we've got to do
well.
is rob one of the Lords of Hell to hopefully get back to a place that isn't home but isn't this one.
Hold on a minute. A palace in hell is kind of like the opposite of a temple in the real world, right? So if we do the same thing and annoy
Exactly
the devil
the
as
same.
much, maybe he'll banish us to the real world.
Huh.
Any of you, if you care to see Yi, you'll see that he is not laughing, but he is vibrating with glee. It's just like, like his smile is almost coming all the way back round and looping. It's just a rictus grin on his face.
yeah. Tim looks at you, going, "How do you manage to stay so optimistic? I mean, I consider myself to be quite a jolly fellow, but you sometimes, somehow you seem to go above and beyond that."
Power's the secret. He picks you up and puts you on his shoulder so you can see from his perspective. And indeed, from where he is, everyone looks very small and insignificant, especially when he flexes his hand to kind of gesture. You see just how enormous this guy is. It's like, when you're one of the biggest fish in the pond, it's really quite simple.
I suppose I've never really experienced that. Although I have been in a pond with fish in it.
Just you wait, Tim the Goblin, he says, and he puts you like in his palm and you're eye to eye with this beast. Like, you're having to sort of crouch to not be blown away by just his breath. I sense greatness in you. You will find yourself in a similar position one day. But first, and he lowers you to the table again, you must rest, for tomorrow you're going to rob Baphomet blind.
Yay!
And again, a cacophonous laugh starts
Yeah,
up
Tim's laughing.
around you. Basically all of you are like
Tim's
nervously
loving it.
laughing.
Tim's laughing earnestly, yeah.
I'm kind of just like with my mouth like still stuffing the food because I know I can trust the food. Like as we're walking away,
Yeah.
I just turn to the group and say, "I hope you all realise we're probably gonna die. Like this isn't gonna go well. Let's continue on."
Stuff a bit of pizza in.
So yeah, you are all taken to your infernal lodgings. Cisco stays in the banqueting hall. He is just wolfing down meat like there is absolutely no tomorrow, and occasionally like rubbing his crest in it. So you leave and are shown to your bedchambers, while the sound of one of the Lords of Hell giggling at your dinosaur companion echoes down the corridor behind you. You start to contemplate your first night of hopefully decent rest in hell and the gargantuan task that awaits you on the morning. But that task shall have to wait until next time, because I think that should about do it for today. So, well done, everyone. You didn't die in hell yet.
Yay!
Yes.
If we die in hell, do we just stay in hell?
I was thinking this,
Let's wait
I'm
and
pretty
see.
sure if Fizz died on Earth, then he'd go to hell. So what happens if Fizz died in hell?
I don't think we'll have to wait long to find out.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question.
The answers to that question and many more will be available in the next episode.
Indeed, we have answers to many questions, such as, where else can I see more things from you lot? That's a great question, viewers. Because if you enjoyed this video, there are loads more from Dicebreaker for you to watch. Some of them should be popping up on the screen soon, or with about 20 seconds to go on this video. You should like, subscribe, ring the bell icon. Also, check out Dean Abdu's work. Plug yourself, Dean. Where can people find you?
God, that's a good question. I am everywhere at ReadPop, so you can find me like all over the websites at Eurogamer, VG247, RPS, and more. And then generally on the internet, you can find me on Twitter, which is at the Dean Abdu. Hi, that's me.
All right, yeah, and check out. You're also on Twitch, which is a platform I barely understand. But
Yes.
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you again for joining the cast of Dungeonbreaker. I think we can all agree your debut was sodding amazing. But you're not out of the woods yet, and by the woods, I of course mean the first circle of hell. So thank you all very much for following me into this infernal realm. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Have a lovely day.